There we go. Let's pop it. Let's get it going. Cooking, cleaning, whatever. We'll get it done anyway. UFC 314, 315. Dana White just came out and announced a bunch of shit. Let's go over it. Let's talk about it. Do whatever. Have some fun with it. But yeah, let's see what we got going. Anyway, we'll try to pull up all this stuff while we're cooking and make our moves. We'll see what happens here. Can't really look at the fucking chat at all. Trying to figure out how to do this shit. Never done this in my fucking life. But there we go. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. Anyway. If anything happens in the fucking chat, if anybody fucking watches this dumb shit, maybe I'll catch it. We'll have to just wait and see. Anyway. Let's see if we can't find the video of Dana talking his mess anywhere on Twitter. We'll see if we can find it. Here it is. Here we go. Let's pull this up.
Former champion Alex Volkanovski will be taking on number 3 ranked Diego Lopez for the vacant UFC featherweight title. Topuria has felt like he's done all that he can in that division, and he feels like he's cemented his legacy, and his body cannot make the weight anymore. So Topuria will be moving up to 155 pounds and will be vacating the featherweight titles. There is a 5-round co-main event.
So, I mean, this is the talk of the town right now. It's Volk and Lopez. Honestly, the rumor mill, everything on Twitter heading into this was mainly to do with Volk and Lopez for an interim title. There was potential for that. I saw that rumor getting floated in and out of there. We thought Volk was potentially going to fight Ilia. That's not something that I wanted to see personally, but it was something that was getting thrown out there for sure. Volk wanted that fight with Ilia. He wanted his crack at the belt, and I don't blame him considering what he has done and the time and the hours and just the championship reign that Volkanovski put in was tremendous. As a UFC fan that's on the younger side, who didn't really become what you might want to call hardcore fan, this was me coming into this sport around 2018 is when I really started to watch on a weekly basis and really understand what MMA was and just understand the entire aspect of the sport that I was missing out on, because up to that point I had just come and gone, pay-per-views, seen them, some of them, missed some of them. I really didn't care. I was interested in it because it was the UFC, of course, but Volk was that first guy that I saw that just put it all together. Now, when I say that, obviously there's been guys that put it all together before Volk, but he was the one that really just, and nothing is a perfect example of this other than that YAIR Rodriguez fight. When he put together that finish on YAIR, the striking, okay, in the clinch, then he takes him down. Everything put together was just absolutely fantastic. And that is just the definition of MMA for me. Mixing it up. You have to mix it up if you're going to be an MMA fighter. Throw in the elbows. Clinch. Make it nasty. Make it dirty when you have to. And keep it clean when you can and when you need to. Okay? Stay out of danger. Keep it clean. That's fine. But get dirty. Get nasty when you need to. Use all levels of MMA, all different facets, all different levels, quite literally and both figuratively in MMA. And Volkanovski was one of the first guys to do that throughout his reign. He mixed it up. He put it on Max Holloway, one of these fighters that I looked up to. One of my favorite fighters was Max Holloway, and this guy put it on him in the first and second fights and made it almost undeniable that this guy's one of the best fighters we've ever seen. Now, are Volk and Max a little bit overhyped in the GOAT status race? Maybe, maybe not. But right here, right now, today, Volkanovski has fallen quite far from that tree. That knockout suffered by Islam Makhachev, that kick was devastating. Followed up by not 4 months later, turning around and getting knocked out cleanly by Ilia Topuria. This guy took 2 back-to-back knockouts in such a short time span. he just looked like, I don't know if he would ever recover from that. And I didn't know if I wanted to see him from that. I've never been more devastated. I like Ilia Topuria, love Ilia Topuria now. What this guy's doing is insane, Ilia Topuria, but on that night, UFC, what was it, 298, Volkanovski took that loss to Ilia Topuria, my God. It was devastating. It was heartbreaking. As a Volk fan, everybody was a Volk fan at that point, but man, to see this guy ride from such high heights, beating Max 3 times, a guy that he was not expected to beat coming into that one. And again, that was before I really got into, well, that was about the time when I started to become hardcore, I guess you could say. Anyway, you could say I'm a new age hardcore fan. I've been watching for years. The first fight I can ever remember was probably the first fight on Fox with my dad, watching it down in the basement, turning it on, kind of like, what is this? Heard of the UFC, seen the UFC many, many times. Volk for the win. You think he's going to get it, Anakin MMA? I've been seeing Anakin MMA around here. Let's get it going, brother. I don't know, man. Volk has a better chance against Diego Lopez than he does Ilia, in my point of view, in my perspective. When I watch Ilia Topuria fight, he's so clean, so crisp, so smart in there. Diego Lopez is the marauder that can finish anybody and can also get beaten by guys on any given night. Diego Lopez has had such a stroke of luck, man. And yeah, dude, I want Volk to win, like, in my heart of hearts, but Diego Lopez, dude, he's so dangerous everywhere. And I really think that Volk, I think if he can get the win, stay crisp, stay clean himself, and avoid some of the wild shots of Lopez here, I think he could get it done. I think it's possible that Volk could outlast him. I think he could put it on him in those rounds. I don't know. With the time off and everything, Volk should be back better than ever. I don't know, man. Do you think he's going to be better than ever? Listen, people say that, and everybody says this, and I swear, Lucas Tracy might be the only one that also says this, and I totally agree. Volk looked really, really good in that fight with Ilia Topuria. He looked clean. He looked fast. He got fucking caught with his hands down, bro. And to say that Volk, he wasn't the same after the Islam Makhachev knockout, that's just not true. Go back and watch the Ilia Topuria fight. Ilia Topuria, you can see that image. Now, Ilia's kind of a lighter complexion. He's going to take that damage. He's going to wear that damage a little bit differently than certain guys. It depends on where you're from. It depends on how your genetics are made up. The way that these guys take these damaging shots, Ilia was bruised up under the eyes, and it was great to see that Volk was still in shape after that Makhachev fight and after that knockout. But, dude, to watch him get just put out clean like that, and to know that Ilia's going to be there 4 and 5 in rounds 4 and 5 like he did against Josh Emmett. I mean, goddamn, dude. I feel like when Volk fought Topuria, he wasn't 100% because of the Islam KO. Dude, 100%. I think something was wrong up here. I think he was fast. He was all there mentally, but in terms of his physical, like, brain health, I think that definitely had something to do with it. But I think that Ilia was going to win that fight no matter what. And so now that he took the time off, who knows? It could help. I think it could definitely help. I think somebody who's dangerous like Lopez, we saw him drop Ortega early in their fight. He obviously went on to win the rest of the fight, but he had Ortega out in the first round. Could he do that to Volk? I don't know. I think Volkanovski moves in and out of range better than Ilia does. And again, I'm no expert. I'm not a boxing savant. I'm not going to pretend like I've been in 1,000 kickboxing classes. I just like to talk about the sport, man. And I've been in the gyms, but I'm not a savant. I don't have the time to compete. I don't have the time to practice and hone my own craft. But I see Volk, and I see somebody that's really smart, really in and out of range. Topuria's got all the physical assets. He's got all the training, all the perfected technique. He doesn't jump in and out of range like a Volk does, and I think Volk could potentially beat Lopez in those realms, in that aspect of, like, just staying clean, avoiding the huge looping shots of Lopez. Lopez, when you see him, he throws with great power, and he's got good technique, but it's not the cleanest and crispest. He doesn't throw, like, perfect, tight combinations like an Ilia Topuria. Now, Volk doesn't quite really box like that or fight like that either, but I think it's definitely going to help taking the time off. But is he going to be rusty? Is the ring rust going to play a factor? We know that plays a factor for some guys. Is that going to play a factor for Volk? I don't know, man. I want to agree with you. I love Lopez and I love Volk at this point. Like what Lopez is doing, and I just want to mention this and just throw it out there and put it out there, dude. This guy is a fucking fighter. He will take on anybody at any time, and it's very clear to see that. Movsar Evloev, super underrated. All these people that like fucking downplay what this guy's got. The dude's crisp in the stand-up. He's got great grappling. Movsar Evloev smothering. We saw what he did with Aljamain. Close fight, of course. But to take on that guy on just a couple days' notice and then to come back and take on a Dan Ige on a fucking day's notice and then take on Brian Ortega, that wasn't a full training camp either. What this guy is doing is what Alex Pereira is doing. So, Anakin MMA, my question is, Ilia ever return to featherweight to fight the winner of Volk and Lopez in the future, or does he stay at lightweight permanently? Dude, I don't know. It sounds like, and of course it's Dana, always the fucking master bullshitter, Dana White. He's a promoter. He's going to tell untruth. He's going to bend the truth. He's going to manipulate his way into storylines here. And I think you bring up a good point. Will Ilia return to featherweight to fight the winner of this fight? I don't know. I want to say that he does while he's still young. He's not 30 yet. But does he stay at lightweight? Is it true that he can't keep cutting the weight? We saw those rumors in the video that I made back in the day talking about Ilia's coach, mentioning that Ilia can't make the weight anymore, getting on and on about how it's just too much of a struggle. He's too big. Ilia is short and stocky, okay? He's a lot like Volk. If Volk puts on the right mass, he can move up to lightweight. And we saw him move up and do okay against Islam in their first fight. Obviously, that second fight was, 10 or 11 days' notice? You can remind me if I completely forgot. I think, if I had to guess, they're saying, or Dana's saying that Ilia can't make the weight because Ilia is saying, like, hey, I'm not going to be around much longer at featherweight. I believe that. But, dude, I thought Lopez was kind of that last number one contender guy that he hadn't taken out. Obviously, Evloev still floating out there. I think if he takes out Lopez and he took out a Movsar Evloev, for example, can you really say that guy is not the featherweight GOAT? I mean, hot take here. I love what Jose Aldo did. And we always talk about, not understanding what the history of MMA was, not understanding who the GOATs were back in the day. But if you can knock out Volkanovski, knock out a Max Holloway, finish Diego Lopez, take out Evloev, who's been lasting to a decision against every fucking buddy. If Ilia Topuria could take out all four of those guys, dude, Jose Aldo's a fucking legend. It's a fucking miracle that he's still fighting in the UFC today. It's still a fucking miracle that he's fighting down a weight class, making that weight at bantamweight. Fucking tell me otherwise. How is that not fucking GOAT status shit at featherweight? What did Conor McGregor do? Nothing. What did Max Holloway do? Very overrated title run for Max Holloway. Now, what he did to Jose Aldo himself, very, very impressive. What he did to Frankie Edgar, very impressive. What he did to Brian Ortega, very impressive. Volk then kind of stepped up and took it to Ortega. He took it to Max. He took it to Yair. He took it to Korean Zombie, finished him. Hate to see people following Volk's footsteps like Ilia. Could have at least done a few more defenses. Dude, I'm in it with you, man. I think it would have been really great to see, and he would have cemented himself as probably, in my opinion, the featherweight GOAT, probably the best fighter to ever fight at featherweight, arguably. Jose Aldo, obviously, long reigning. I mean, let's pull it up. Let's look at Jose Aldo and what he did, man. Let's look at his record. Let's pull it up. UFC stats. We'll go all the way from the bottom. This is all of his fights. I mean, technically, they're going to count the WEC days. But let's move the fucking chat over. Dude, this guy was fighting for titles. Just a couple fights in. Took on Cub Swanson before he had the belt, obviously. But look at this. Mike Brown, legendary coach over there at American Top Team. Uriah Faber, Manny Gambirian, Mark Hominick, Kenny Florian, Chad Mendez, Frankie Edgar, Chan Sung Jung, Ricardo Lamas, Chad Mendez again. Dude, he lost the belt with Conor McGregor. I mean, dude, it's fucking insane. Like, it's insane what this guy did. Absolutely. Like, will anybody ever match this? Because, we talk about Anderson Silva, GSP. Obviously, those higher weight classes, they just weren't the same level of skill. Middleweight for Anderson Silva, for example. I mean, let's just fucking pull it up while we're talking about it. It's my first live stream. We'll fucking get talking and throw my opinions out here. We'll pull up his record on ESPN just for comparison. Look at this guy's fights in the UFC. When did he jump into the UFC? Here we go. Chris Lieben. And then he gets right into that title fight, Rich Franklin. Obviously, Chris Lieben, Rich Franklin, legends of the sport, but Chris Lieben's no, like, fucking savant. He's no Mike Brown, dude. He is no Ricardo Lamas. He's no Uriah Faber. He's no Mark Hominick. He's no Kenny Florian, bro. Chad Mendez, not even, or Chan Sung Jung. I mean, Chan Sung Jung, Korean Zombie, of course, at that point, like Cub Swanson. Chris Lieben's not any of those guys on that level. Chris Lieben, dude's fucking legit. Like, I take nothing away from Chris Lieben. Had a legendary career. Rich Franklin, too, but those guys are not on that level. Nate Marquardt, that dude's really, really good. Travis Luter, of course, solid. Dan Henderson, solid. Rich Franklin again. But James Irvin, fucking somebody tell me who James Irvin is. Okay? Like, I know who he is, but somebody out there, a fan, that's a hardcore, tell me who the fuck Patrick Cote is. Tell me who James Irvin is. What did they do? Obviously, we can look into these guys' resumes and see, like, okay, lost to Thiago Alves on the way out. Okay, fine, that's fair enough. Lost to Stephen Thompson. He's got these names on these records. Like, he beat guys that are legit. I mean, Ricardo Almeida back in the day, Kendall Grove back in the day, Scott Smith back in the day. I mean, this guy's like no bum himself, but Patrick Cote compared to, like, who the fuck is, Dricus du Plessis beating Israel Adesanya, one of the best to ever do it. Robert Whittaker, one of the best to ever do it. Anderson Silva had a fucking hell of a run, but some of these guys were not the fucking same. Yushin Okami, like, that guy's not on the same fucking level as some of the guys that Jose Aldo was fighting. And then Jose Aldo gets his ass beat by Volkanovski and Max Holloway. And then Ilia Topuria goes in there and cleans these guys, clocks both of them. One thing you remember from Chris Lieben is that KO win over Vanderlei Silva. I mean, yeah, dude, he had some fucking legendary performances, but he had no, like, long-spanning, like, title-type run in him. He just was a fucking dog in there, and fucking Chris Lieben's fucking awesome, dude. Love Chris Lieben, but to compare him to, like, an Ilia Topuria defending against Diego Lopez, who's fucking running through motherfuckers, and a guy like Volkanovski and Max Holloway, what they've done in the sport, it's not the same. Chris Lieben would not be fucking ranked at middleweight these days. He'd be the fucking RoboCop, the guy that sits outside the rankings that has fucking banger fights all the time. Of course, he caught like that was an older Vanderlei Silva, of course, too. I mean, we can deep dive on so much of this shit. I mean, MMA is so connected, so deep on this stuff. I mean, dude, I forgot what my fucking original point even was, but Volkanovski, Ilia, like, Jose Aldo, dude, if Ilia, back to your point, if Ilia had beaten a Movsar, a Diego Lopez, a Volk, and a Max in his title defenses, dude, holy shit. I know that's only 4 defenses, but guys at that caliber, and to beat a guy out, dude, he went 5 fucking rounds with Josh fucking Emmett. Who the fuck went 5 rounds with fucking Rumble Johnson at light heavyweight? Okay? Like, who did that? With ease. Daniel Cormier. Okay? Did Daniel Cormier fight Rumble Johnson? Am I getting this shit wrong? It's fucking late as hell. Let's look at Rumble Johnson. Dude, I don't want to pull up Rumble. I want Rumble Johnson, the legend. And Rumble Johnson, too. I got problems with this guy just because of how he's looked at. But, man, rest in peace, Rumble Johnson, dude. It was tough to hear what he had to go through. Yeah, DC beat him by submission in the second round. But, like, and the third round in their first fight. Dude, I thought Tired, man. I just couldn't. All these fucking announcements had to get out here and fucking talk about it. I mean, this guy beat fucking and ran through motherfuckers like crazy. Andrei Arlovsky went to decision with him. Phil David, yeah, that was fucking boring as shit. David Branch took him decision. Dan Hardy took him to the fucking decision. I forgot he fucking fought it. And welterweight, dude. Holy shit. Topuria somehow didn't finish him. Dude, Josh Emmett's a fucking monster. And the fact that they both lasted against each other, fucking insane. I mean, they were both beat to shit in that fight, and Josh Emmett looked like a fucking mess. But Ilia Topuria outlasted Josh Emmett. I mean, that's, again, like lasting with Anthony Johnson. Who took him 5 rounds? Did anybody fucking take him 5 rounds? No, absolutely not. And Josh Emmett, did he have the same kind of power as Anthony Johnson? I don't think so necessarily. Pound for pound, do they stack up against each other? Absolutely. Josh Emmett's got fucking hands of stone, but like Ilia Topuria went 5 rounds with that dude. I don't know if I could last 10 seconds with Josh Emmett. Throw one fucking punch near me, and you fucking get knocked out by the fucking wind on his punches, bro. And and the fact that Ilia lasted that long against him, I mean, put a beating on Bryce Mitchell. I mean, Bryce Mitchell, obviously all the fucking controversy there. We can get into that if you want to fucking talk about that. But, dude, just like fucking take out Bryce Mitchell like that, like he's fucking nothing. Just ragdoll his ass, ragdoll Ryan Hall. Like, these guys are much more skilled than some of the guys that Jose Aldo was beating. I love Kenny Flora and Chad Mendez. Fucking love them. And again, maybe that's because that was before my time, before I really understood what was going on in Jose's run. But Ilia Topuria, just with 4 title defenses, like, how do you not call him the GOAT if he had 4 title defenses? Volk, Max, Lopez, and Movsar. Fucking crazy. And just the difference in styles there, wild. And Max's chin, obviously, and Diego's the Marauder coming up. Like, dude, yeah, Johnson's KO over Glover, fucking chef's kiss, bro. How did Prime Chael Sonnen, how Prime Chael Sonnen would do in the current UFC? I don't know, man. At this point, an older Colby. And again, I missed, dude, I'm too young to really, like, have appreciated Chael in his prime. But what I see, what I get to see in replays of him fighting, I would just think Colby, man. And not Colby like from 5 years ago where Colby's just a fucking cardio menace and just a fucking machine like Merab is now, but Colby now where he's kind of like, now I wouldn't say scared to get hit. Is Colby scared to get hit? Not really, but anyway. Chael, how would he do? I mean, middleweight? Dude, let's look at the fucking rankings, man. Let's look at the middleweight rankings. Middleweight UFC rankings. Let's pull them up. You think a prime Chael Sonnen would beat Rodriguez? Does Chael have that kind of grappling acumen to hold down Dricus, to just withstand Dricus? Could he beat an Imavov? I think potentially, yes. We saw Imavov get kind of exposed in that fight against Brendan Allen. Sean Strickland, could he get Sean Strickland down? I feel like Sean would probably just jab his way around there. Like, Chael was not some super fucking athlete, okay? I mean, we could go back and rewatch the fights. I wish I could fucking rewatch the fights on here. That'd be fucking fun. Anyway, Hamzat, like, Chael definitely could outlast Hamzat, but I feel like Hamzat would just, like, fucking bull rush him over. Hamzat would fucking destroy him, right? That's what I'm fucking thinking. The more I'm thinking about this, like, he could outlast Hamzat, I suppose, but I think he just gets fucking run over. I mean, Kevin Holland's no fucking grappling savant. Strickland, yep, Chael would probably beat Strickland. I don't know. I feel like Sean has good takedown defense, but Chael, again, could he smother him? Yeah, I think so. I think ultimately he could get through Sean. I think Chael would take the shots to get in on Sean, eventually get to Sean. Okay, what he did to Anderson Silva, dude, how do you fucking drop that in the last fucking 20 seconds of the fight? How do you drop that? Israel Adesanya, I think he beats Izzy too. I think a Chael could potentially beat an Izzy. And Izzy right now, and again, hot fucking take, Anakin MMA. Let me know. What do you think about this? I think Israel Adesanya, one of the most overrated championship runs that we've seen, or at least that I've seen in the last 6, 7, 8 years. Great champion, dude's legit, great takedown defense, one of the best strikers that we've seen, but just not a dangerous MMA fighter. And I think Chael could have beaten Israel. Could he have beaten him when he was on the come up? Izzy had that fucking aura, bro, on the come up. I don't know. I think Chael could maybe take down Izzy and beat him. Robert Whittaker. I feel like Rob has the skills to avoid it. Kaio. I feel like he's got enough in the stand-up and enough, like, grappling acumen himself to avoid getting smashed on the ground. But honestly, Chael took it to some of those jiu-jitsu, jiu-jitsu. How do you deal with the jiu-jitsu? You take it to him. You put it on him. You sit on him. You stay heavy. Would he beat a Marvin? Marvin's bigger than him. Could he out-muscle Chael? That's possible. Brendan Allen, same kind of thing. He's more the jiu-jitsu as opposed to the wrestling. Roman Dolidze, very physical. Could he have beaten him? I don't know. Paulo Costa, also very physical, but I feel like Paulo could be taken down by a Chael and beaten. Fluffy, same kind of thing. Could he be sat on by Chael and roughed up? Ground and pound from the top. I'm not mad at Izzy. Pointed out, fighted. In nearly all of his defenses, Chael would find a way to win with his wrestling, especially how Vettori had him down. Dude, exactly. And I feel like Chael would have been more aggressive in the ground and pound slightly. I mean, Chael was no, like, fucking ground and pound monster, but he was really solid, okay? Like, the dude put it on guys when he needed to on the ground. And I feel like Vettori just kind of sat there stagnant in that Izzy fight. Could he beat a Bo Nickel, Chael? That's tough. I don't know. I think Bo Nickel's striking is fucking terrible right now. Still fucking terrible. You just throw jab. No, excuse me. Pardon me. Very, very technical striking here. You go low kick, jab, overhand. Low kick, jab, overhand. And that's Bo Nickel's game. Roman Kopylov, does he have the takedown defense to withstand a Chael? Likely not, but Roman, he's got pop, man. I'd be scared for that one. Michel Pereira, same thing. Could he flash KO Chael on a shot with a flying knee? Absolutely. But as we saw last time, like if Chael drags Pereira into the fucking second round, it's over. Like Chael just fucking dog walks him, okay? Anyway. Unless you got more, Anakin, let's get back to the announcements. So, Volk taking on Lopez, main event. We've been wanting to see what the main event's going to be for the UFC 314 card. Michelle either gasses or gets a quick finish. Yep, absolutely. Let's look at the rest of the card if I can fucking find it. Yeah, Paddy Pimblett, Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler's been talking about his next fight. It's going to be, whenever. Keeps teasing it out there. Kept throwing it out there. Rumor was out there. Paddy Pimblett was saying that he's definitely going to be fighting on 314. Saw that the other day. It's going to be a 5-round co-main event. I don't know, man. Anakin MMA, let me know. What do you think about that one being a 5-round co-main event? I think that's... Who do you think that favors? You think that favors Chandler or Paddy? We haven't seen Paddy in a 5-round fight in the UFC yet. My initial lean here is Paddy if Chandler plays it dumb and just throws huge overhands. Dude, Paddy leaves his chin up so high in the air, though. How does Chandler not just fucking throw a fucking boom haymaker over the top and clip Paddy? Like, cardio favors Chandler? Yeah, I think Chandler's the better athlete. For sure. He's the better athlete. I think Paddy, with how he gets so out of shape outside of fight camp, is really a hindrance to how well he could be performing. Like, physically, that guy could be fucking monstrous if he wasn't fucking ballooning up to 210 and then cutting all that weight every time he has to fight. Imagine if Patty stayed fairly lean. You know, obviously Michael Chandler gets fucking big out of camp too, but Michael Chandler's always in the fucking gym. Patty Pimblett, yeah, we see him on the mats with Molly, whatever, on social media, but like, this guy's fucking eating cookies and eating fucking hamburgers for months. Then he gets his fight sign and he has to diet down. He has to diet down for 12 fucking weeks because of how fucking big he gets, because of all the junk food that he fucking eats, man. Chandler's eating crazy, but he's not eating junk food. He's eating like fucking huge steaks and fucking a lot of food. Not fucking junk food, but a lot of food in general, and just like getting good food in him and like bulking back up, and then he cuts down. Chandler cuts a fucking hell of a lot of weight, and I don't know how he makes 155 either. But Patty, how out of shape he gets. You cannot be training and optimizing your body when you're that out of shape and in that way, dude. And I think from an athletic perspective, Chandler definitely has him. The cardio, the style that Patty fights with, it definitely favors him in a 5-round fight, just the way he fights. But yeah, the cardio, the athleticism, I would say leans toward Chandler here. But Chandler, man, the dude loses all the time, and he still gets these huge fights. And I love Chandler. So much fun to watch. Chandler better pray he gets a lucky KO. Bro, that's what I'm talking about. I think Patty leaves his chin up so high that it's entirely possible that Chandler just fucking clips him. If Patty's going to go in there, not get a takedown, back out with his chin up there, you know, is that how it's going to be, man? Is he going to clip Patty? Like, that's my question here. And I'm not one, again, I don't want to go in over my head here and break all this shit down from a, like, technical perspective. And is Patty going to sub him with a rear naked choke, or is he going to get him with a guillotine? Like, I think Patty can get to him and sub him. It's possible. Dude, Chandler is so fucking unfinishable, though. And I get the Dustin Poirier fight. He went so all out. But again, let's fucking pull up Michael Chandler's resume. Michael Chandler had all kinds of motherfuckers on his back and has only been submitted by Dustin Poirier after getting the shit beat out of him by Dustin Poirier. Let's pull it up. Who is this guy fought that are legitimate submission threats, okay? We can forget about most of the Bellator stuff. David Rickles, not a bum to sleep on. I mean, those wars with Eddie Alvarez were fucking awesome. Lost to Will Brooks in those fights. Derek Campos. I mean, he got submitted in round 1 by Derek Campos. Not great. Brandon Gertz got him. But the dude, look at who he's fought. Brent Primus. If you go look at what Brent Primus does to Bellator guys, to the PFL guys, this guy's an absolute jiu-jitsu ace. This guy submits submission. Like, he almost submitted multiple of those Russian guys, bro. He throws up all kinds of crazy, wild shit. Didn't get submitted by Primus. Didn't get subbed by Benson Henderson. Benson Henderson took him out in a fucking round, knocked him out. Came in there, knocked out Dan Hooker. Didn't get submitted by Charles Oliveira. He lasted that entire round with Charles Oliveira. Everybody says Charles Oliveira's got the most dangerous submission grappling in the UFC. He's got the most finishes by submission. Didn't fucking finish him in either of their fights. The guy's damn near unsubmittable. And he's one of those guys that, like, you feel like wouldn't tap if he had him in an armbar. Just let him break his fucking arm because he's just a fucking monster in there. Love Michael Chandler. Dude's fun to watch. But, like, throw him in there against guys like Patty, guys that are more on his level now. He's taking a couple losses. Let him fight Patty Pimblett. Let him fight Moicano. Let him fight Jalen Turner. Let him fight fucking Joel Alvarez. Drop him down there and see what he can do. If he can take those guys out, more power to him. But I don't know if he can, man. I don't know, man. I think you're right. It's going to have to be some kind of wild looping shot on Patty. It's going to be... I have a weird feeling. I just have a weird feeling. Chandler versus Grant Dawson, exactly. Let him fight more down lower in the rankings because he's taking these losses. And he's given Patty the chance to get a big win over him. And I don't think Patty can outlast him. I don't think Patty can win a decision against Michael Chandler. Fucking come back to this and call me dead wrong. I don't think Patty can win a decision against Chandler. I think Chandler has the better chance down the stretch just because he throws the fucking wild shots and Patty leaves his fucking chin up there. But Patty can get to his back and he can ride out the rounds like Charles did. That's possible. But I don't know if Patty Pimblett's takedown offense is as good as Charles. I don't know if Patty Pimblett can shoot in as fast as Charles did. I don't know if Patty Pimblett can take Chandler by surprise like Charles Oliveira did. Will Chandler adapt to the game plan? Will he be more prepared for the takedowns? I don't know. He knows that Patty Pimblett's probably going to try to submit him. Now, Patty hurt Bobby Green in their fight, and I was shocked by that. That was fucking wild. Could Patty ride out the decision? I just don't think so. I just do not think so. Anyway, I think Michael Chandler, I have a weird feeling, a weird sneaky suspicion, excuse me. I feel like Chandler might KO him. I don't really care. I'm not going to get into breaking these fights down like that. I just want to see good fights. That's all I fucking want. And that's why, again, back to my point, Alex Pereira and Diego Lopez are huge fan favorites because of what they do. They fight all the time against no matter who it is, they're going to fucking fight when it comes time to fight. Diego Lopez and fucking Alex Pereira, they knock motherfuckers out and they fight when they need to fight. They fight when they have to fight. They fight every 3 months. They fight every 4 months. They're active and they're knocking guys out. They're winning. Alex Pereira lost to Israel by terrible knockout. Okay, terrible knockout. Great job by Izzy in that one. But Pereira comes back and he's a bigger star than he ever was, and he took that huge loss. Diego Lopez lost to Movsar Evloev, but guess what? MMA fans respect it if you get in there on late notice. MMA fans respect it if you get in there and fight hard on late notice, on short notice. Diego Lopez fighting on short notice, taking out guys like he is. It's awesome to watch. Yusuf Zalal, been active too, and now he's doing good things. Dude, exactly. Yusuf Zalal stunk it up in the UFC. They didn't like him. But he went fucking 3 rounds with Ilia Topuria, bro. And they cut him. And he's back. And he's staying active. He's fighting guys. Just took out Calvin Kattar. Was the 3rd round boring, if you want to call it boring? Did he run from him? Yeah. But guess what? He was up 2 rounds, out fucking striking, out maneuvering, out technique. Well, not technique exactly. I shouldn't say technique. That dude outstruck Calvin Kattar for 2 rounds. Looked like Max Holloway there. Max Holloway, one of the best performances ever against Calvin Kattar. Yusuf Zalal just did it to Calvin Kattar himself. He's active, and I can overlook the fact that 3rd round was a shit 3rd round, and he was fucking running from Calvin Kattar in some respects, but he attempted the takedowns. So he wasn't really running for 5 straight minutes. He wasn't running across the canvas. But I like that guy. I like Topuria. I like Diego Lopez. I liked these guys before they got to the belt. It's like the belt fucking ruins these guys. And they won't fight. They won't fight. When you get the belt and then you don't fight, you get lost in the shuffle. Alex Pereira, and I say this, he's got a great personality. He's funny. But he doesn't speak English, and he's the UFC's biggest star. Why? Why is that? Because he fights all the time. He gets finishes. He fights hard. He goes in there all the time. He's active, and he finishes guys. Go look back at everybody in the UFC prior to, I don't know, the Reebok era. These guys fought all the time. And they were fucking fan favorites. All those heavyweights that everybody loves, they fought all the fucking time. And it wasn't just the Pride tournaments where they were fighting multiple times in one night. Yes, did that boost them and put them over the top in terms of the fan appeal? Absolutely. But those guys fought all the time. They got knocked out and they were back within 6 months. They get knocked out, back 6 months later. Got a boring win, well, I'm back in there 3 months. When you win, it's what have you done for me lately? And Alex Pereira, what have you done for me lately? You've put on fucking legendary performances. You've stepped in on short notice. You've put on great performances. You've knocked guys out. You've put on those great performances constantly. That's why people like Alex Pereira, bro. It's not just the personality. It's not just that he's funny. That helps, of course. That's a big part of it. But 50% of it is just that he's fucking active and he's an active champion. Volkanovski. Once he started going on that run where he was super active, Korean Zombie, Max Holloway, Yair Rodriguez. Once he was active as a champion, huge fan favorite. Huge fan favorite Volkanovski grew to be. Everybody hated him because he beat Max Holloway. Everybody fucking hated that dude because he beat Max Holloway. But then he grew because he stayed active once he got the belt. After he took that time off, all the COVID mess, whatever, he was active, dude, and he was fucking fighting, man. You get lost in the shuffle if you don't fight for 6, 8, 9 months, dude. Carlos Prates, perfect example on this card. That dude fought 4 times last year and got 4 fucking knockouts, dude. He's a fucking megastar now. Everybody fucking loves Carlos Prates. Everybody knows who Carlos Prates is. Because the dude fought 4 times. Yeah, he got 4 knockouts. Like, that's great. Highlight reel stuff, but he was active, man. Joaquin Buckley. Dude went from being a fucking nobody. Exactly, man. Went from being a nobody. He's active. The Nursultan Rozuboya fight wasn't all that fun to watch. The Wonderboy Thompson fight wasn't fun to watch until the fucking finish came along. But you fucking forget because he just goes in there and he fights anybody, anytime, anywhere. Carlos Prates, Diego Lopez, Alex Pereira, fucking Joaquin Buckley, man. These guys, there's a common thread here. Why are these guys so popular? Because they fight all the time and they're active, man. There's nothing else to it. There's nothing else, man. It doesn't matter. Shavkat Rakhmonov. The dude was the boogeyman. And now there's no talk about him because he's injured and now he's not going to fight Belal. JDM. Dude was fucking running through everybody. And now the hype has died down because he's not fighting because he got injured. Injuries happen. And hopefully JDM can get back there and get active. But he's fighting Belal for the title next, man. What does that mean? You're going to fight once, maybe twice a year because you're the champion. Why is Alex Pereira such a star? Because he's a champion and he's fighting 3 times a year. 3 times a year. He doesn't have time to waste. Let's look at the UFC rankings. I'm telling you, man, it's the active guys that are getting the fan appeal. Pantoja. It's flyweight. Who gives a fuck about flyweight, you might say. But the guy's active. The guy's active. Merab. Dude, he's a fucking grappler. He doesn't do anything but just walk forward and throw random punches that don't do anything and shoots takedowns. And people fucking love him. And yeah, does he have a great personality? Same thing. It puts you over the top when you have the personality. But if you're fighting and you're active all the time, you're fighting 2-3 times a year as a champion, you're going to be super popular, man. Belal Muhammad. I mean, if he stays active, the dude's going to get popular because of the part of the world that he comes from. It's just what it is. Islam Makhachev, if he stays active, same thing. People love Tom Aspinall because he was fucking running through everybody. The hardcores know who's who, okay? The hardcores are smart. The hardcores know what's going on. But you're right, man. Joaquin Buckley and these guys, Prates, legends, man. They're already fucking legends. They're already cementing themselves in the history of the UFC because they're staying active in a time in the 2020s when fighters just simply are not active. They're not active like they used to be. And it's fucking pathetic, and I hate watching how the sport is, like, they're going backwards, man. Devolved into this just mess. And it's just Charles Johnson, man. Dude's fighting everybody. And they won't throw him up in the rankings, and I don't understand. Like, give that dude a shot, man. Does he have a fight booked right now? Charles Johnson? I feel like he got a fight booked, but it was him. He wanted to step in against Makayev, right? Or Kopp or somebody. Temer? Who the fuck is this? Oh, that guy. What the fuck they got him fighting that guy for? Look at this guy's record, bro. Rattled off 4 straight wins. Split decision to Ode Osborne. He lost that one. I mean, Jimmy Flicks, like, he comes in there, he's pretty dangerous. Took out Carlos Mata before coming over. Lost to Muhammad. His first fight was Muhammad Makayev. And this guy, dude, this is what I'm fucking talking about. Look at this. 2024, 2024, 2024, 4 times last year. Fought, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 times in 2023. His first fight was that loss to Makayev. Decision. Beat Slagash Jamagulov, whatever the fuck his name is. Beat Jimmy Flick, lost to Ode Osborne, lost to Cody Durden, lost to Rafael Estevam. Estevam is probably the worst one there, maybe. Cody Durden obviously come on. He's quite a fucking dog. Azat Maxim, Jake Hadley, Josh Van, Sumadarji. Like, those are 3 back-to-back-to-back really solid, tough guys. If they're not ranked, then they're right outside the rankings. Like Charles Johnson, bro. No upgrade. It doesn't make any sense. Exactly. Dude, you just said it yourself. There's no upgrade, and it's just fucking dumb, dude. Why is this guy having to do all this bullshit? Why has he got to go back here and fight Temerov? Now, I know it's late notice, and it is what it is. Like, he's taking on Temerov, who's kind of a powerhouse meathead himself. Give the guy a shot, man. I got to pull up the rankings. I might as well just leave it up. Dude, he beat 15, bro. Oh, he is 12th ranked. All right, to be fair. The guy's crazy, crazy athletic. He's got the reach on pretty much every flyweight out there. He beats Josh Van and doesn't get an upgrade. Again, he's taking this one on short notice, so you got to give them, the UFC, a little bit of grace there. Everybody loves to bag on the UFC, but Charles is just getting in there to fight. Like, he clearly, like you said, he's trying to stay active. And somebody like a Marcus McGee, like that last fight he had, who was he fighting? Was it Kyler Phillips? I don't fucking remember. Who the fuck was it? Not Mario Batista, the other guy. Anyway, Marcus McGee went in there, had a pretty boring fight. It was fun back and forth. Like, it was a chess match. It was technical on the feet for sure. But it wasn't anything outstanding. Like, he had been going in there and, like, throwing hands with guys. And, but that guy, like, if he gets another win in another month or two, like, dude, everybody just forgets about it. And that's why staying active, you would forget that Charles Johnson lost. Yep, Jonathan Martinez, that's what it was. Yes, sir. Dude, Mario Batista, Jonathan Martinez, I always mix them up. How can you blame me, to be fair? Perez ranked 7, not active. Dude, what the fuck has Alex Perez done for us lately? Okay. Now, I know he got that great finish back in the day. You know, what was that, a year ago? But we've already forgotten. That's my fucking point here. Steve Erceg. The dude arguably beat Pantoja, and now everybody thinks he's a fucking bum because he got knocked out by Kai Kara-France. Flyweight is so competitive. And you're telling me that a guy who stays as active as Charles Johnson does couldn't get up in there and contend for the title next year? Or this year? It's 2025 already. Later on in the year, if he puts together 2 or 3 wins before the end of the year and then he fights in December against Pantoja, that's potentially, like, that's out there. The dude's huge for flyweight. Huge for flyweight. Could he do it? Absolutely. Who the fuck did Alex Perez knock out? What the fuck was that? The Brazilian guy. I see his face right now. Can't figure his name out. What was his fucking name? Mateus Nicolau. Why the fuck did they cut Nicolau? he had 3 losses back to back by knockout, and that guy's just done. That dude was fucking running over dudes before that. He beat Manel Cap. Yes, Nicolau, exactly, man. That guy, they cut him for what? They cut Muhammad Mokaev? He's difficult outside of the cage? Again, it's a business. You got to run your business like you got to run a business. I get it. It is what it is. But Mokaev, excuse me for a second. Got this janky ass setup. Shit's gonna fall all over the place. Anyway, all right. He beat Manel Cap. Mateus Nicolau did. AB, yo, just dropped a sub. Dope MMA coverage. Yes, sir. Crazy that Topuria dropped his 145 belt. Bro, you see him in the chat, MMA, Anakin MMA, bro? Go give him a sub, too. Good stuff. It's wild that he dropped the belt. And Dana's saying that, and again, he's saying that it's because Ilia can't make weight anymore. I don't know how true that is. And Anakin brought up a good point, bro. Will he come back down if he loses to a Makhachev? They're saying that it's going to be Makhachev. Ariel Helwani saying that it's this all but confirms it's going to be Makhachev. I don't know, dude. They're floating out there Dustin Poirier, excuse me. Ilia said weight cuts. Did he say that tonight? Because I know he said it in the past. Did Ilia say that tonight? I'm just going to type in Ilia weight cut and see what we got. Oh, there's that fucking... He drinks wine during the weight cut. Here's the coach. Let's listen to the coach. Listen to the coach for a minute. I don't know how to fucking fix my audio for these streams, bro. We're just going to mute everything. Listen to the coach. Listen to the coach. Here's the coach from months ago talking about Ilia and the weight cut.
Sometimes I see Ilia in 85 kilos, and he needs to be 66. We do very big weight cut. Sometimes
huge weight cut, he says. 85 kilos. Okay, that's 187 pounds. This guy's cutting down to 145. Is it the weight cut? I don't think it's not the weight cut. That's not what I'm saying. Oh, bullshit. He never had issue making weight. Right. He hasn't had an issue making weight. Ilia's trying to gamble that 145 belt for 145, but the thing is, he wouldn't be a double. Dude, that's what I'm pissed about. If you're gonna do this fight, do the entire travel the fucking world, do the press conferences like they did for the Conor McGregor Jose Aldo fight. Travel the fucking world, hype this motherfucker up. If he's not going to defend his belt against the Diego Lopez and get those some of the Brazilian fans on his side because he takes out one of their guys, Diego Lopez, tell me why you wouldn't march Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev around the globe and sell this on every single continent as champ versus champ, number 1 versus number 2 pound for pound. Why are they not doing that? It makes no fucking sense, and now he's dropped the belt. Ilia messed up, in your opinion? I think so, too. Why? Keep the belt. Let Volk and Diego Lopez fight for the interim belt. Talking about Patty, he's going to get knocked out. Yeah, we were talking about that as well. I think Chandler's got I've got a sneaky suspicion that Chandler knocks him out. That's going to be my take on this one. I like Patty. I think he's fun. I think it'd be better if Patty was in the top 10. But he leaves his chin out there way too much. Anakin saying Ilia defended versus Mofar Lopez, Lerone. Dude, Lerone Murphy coming up too, exactly. Anyone on the come up, I give him my respect, exactly. I got to feel that Ilia gets the 155 belt and goes back down. That's what I think's going to happen. Now, again, he's big. Like, he's thick, bro. Like, no diddy. The dude is built. He's stocky. He's shorter, yes. The dude's a fucking powerhouse. Look at that picture there. And I don't doubt that he got up to 180, 187. But he's had no trouble in the past, and he's still under 30. And, of course, weight cuts get more difficult as you get up there in age, and that's why we were talking about Jose Aldo earlier. Like, that dude is a fucking motherfucker. How the fuck does that dude cut down to 135? He's having trouble at 145, but then he got the nutritionist involved. Does Ilia, is still kind of young, does he need the nutritionist involved? I'm not that deep in the weeds with Ilia Topuria's camp. Maybe he already has a nutritionist, for example. But I don't know about all this weight cut mess. Like, are they just doing that? Like, it's very odd. The fact that Volk and Lopez are fighting for the undisputed belt is just very odd to me. Why did Ilia vacate? Why are they not going for double champ status? Why are they not telling Ilia to go for double champ status? It's just, there's something fishy about all this that nobody's going to talk about. It's very odd. Yep, Jai Herbert almost knocked him out. Right, but that fight was also on late notice, to be fair. And, dude, let me just say this. This is another thing. The more you hear me talk, the more I'll probably say this. He looks small for lightweight. Well, he's definitely short. He's definitely short for lightweight. But he's stocky. He's got the mass for it. He could definitely do it. It's just like he's got to build into it. And that's the thing. Like, if you really can't make featherweight, then build up your frame. YAIR versus Pitbull also on the card. Dude, absolutely fucking loaded card, dude. But let me finish my point. Let me say this. These guys, when they go in there on a late notice fight and they're taking on a guy that's bigger than them, I see like a Cyril Gahn, when he got hurt by Taito Ivasa and showed that he has the gall to come back in that fight, I go, yeah, that guy's fucking legit. Like, that guy's good. Ilia Topuria, when he almost got fucking flatlined by Jai Herbert's head kick there, and then he comes back and knocks that dude out in the next round, he weathers the storm and gets through. That's championship material, okay? That is championship material. If you can survive and then put it on the other guy, that is championship material. If you can be an inch away from getting knocked out and losing a fight and then to come back and knock that guy out, that's championship mindset. That's championship physicality. That's championship fighting ability, okay? Ilia Topuria has solid ground game, but not Islam's level. I don't know, dude. Ilia's been training in the grappling department since he's like 3 or 4 years old, okay? Islam Makhachev's been doing the same thing. Islam Makhachev, the bigger, stronger guy. Pitbull shocked me. Dude, let's get into that hole. Let's get into that mess. Patricio Pitbull, I've been beating the drum here. AB, I know you just dropped a sub. I've been beating this drum for months with the Patricio shit and the PFL shit and what they're doing to Aaron Pico right now. What they're doing to guys like Patchy Mix and Johnny Eblin. Fucking ridiculous. Thank fucking God they signed him. And I was not expecting a YAIR Rodriguez matchup at all. I was thinking Patricio versus Jose Aldo in Brazil. At featherweight, fucking banger right there. Patricio's 38 years old. Let's see. Did you hear that Fedor's going to BKFC? Dude, I did hear about that. And I don't know if it's true. I think Conor McGregor probably, like, maybe there's some, like, preliminary talks, but he's 50. He's, like, almost 50 years old. He's, like, 48, man. Fedor's, like, 48 years old. Pico in the UFC. Dude, exactly. I need Pico. Like, if they're going to sign Patricio, you know they're going to sign Pico. And they're definitely interested in Pico. Dana talked about it a couple months ago. Dude, they want Patchy Mix. I mean, let me just say this. Patchy Mix is always around Tatiana Suarez. He's always hanging out with the UFC, at the UFC PI, at the Apex kind of stuff. He trains in Las Vegas. He's always around. And the fact that they featured him so much in the embedded episodes before UFC 312, I felt like that was very telling. And of course, he was talking about the PFL during that week. Still waiting for Vadim Nemkov to go to the UFC. Please go to the if you guys are on Twitter, go follow Fight Oracle on there. Dude's like super cool, pretty based guy. I like him. Like, he says a lot of good stuff. Gets a little bit political, a little bit too political for me sometimes. But he really loves what the PFL is doing. And I get it. They're like showing him a good time and doing all that stuff, but like their business seems so fucking fraudulent. Islam is just too big. Plus, Dagestanis are different, but so is Topuria. He's Georgian. They're just fucking crazy. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't disagree. Who is that? AB again. Yep. Anakin. I'm still waiting for Vadim Nemkov. Yep, saw that. Connor's such a cokehead. I love it, dude. The way that he's like an '80s villain, dude. He's like Al Pacino in fucking Scarface. Like, that's Conor McGregor at this point. Usman Nurmagomedov, dude. I need him in the lightweight division. And Islam's talking about moving up to welterweight. If Usman comes over, he'll take up the lightweight strap right off of him. Like, I don't know, man. Usman, Paul Hughes definitely. I definitely underestimated Paul Hughes against AJ McKee. I thought AJ McKee was going to beat him. But, dude, I'm telling you, all this PFL shit, I've been on it for months, dude. Josh Thompson and Big John McCarthy, like, say what you will about weighing in, but like they have that some of that insider information about Bellator PFL stuff. And man, there was an episode where Josh kind of was talking about getting PFL guys. They weren't happy, and how Yaroslav Amosov, want to see him in the UFC too. He's pretty young as well, but he's fighting in a different promotion. I forget which promotion, but dude, Josh Thompson said something when he was kind of going on a rant about the PFL and what they're doing to their fighters and how bad they're treating some of their best guys. And he said one of their best fighters who just fought, and it was like a week or two after AJ McKee had fought Paul Hughes, and instantly you connect the dots, and it's like, okay, AJ McKee, was he like not training for that Paul Hughes fight? And then Paul Hughes, but then I see Paul Hughes do really well against Usman. Like, Paul Hughes definitely underestimated that kid. I want to see him in the UFC as well. Like, that guy can get down and dirty when he needs to. He's not got the most fun style. Like, Usman has a very fan-friendly style for the PFL Bellator. Yeah, BKFC and Connor's crazy, bro. BKFC is better than PFL. Just gonna fucking say it. It sounds like you guys probably agree with me there. Why fucking waste all that talent over there, PFL? You know they're doing all this like world stuff, and Shamil Musayi. That dude fucking shocked me, man. I knew that guy was good coming into last season, but like, god damn, that guy went through fucking everybody, bro. It's time to either make the Aspinall fight or Stipe or strip it. You talking about John Jones? AB, you talking about John Jones and Tom Aspinall here? I assume you're talking about John Jones. Dude, exactly. Just fucking strip John Jones and get him out of here. Dana on the live stream tonight when he announced all this stuff, though, the 314, 315, and the Leon Edwards, Sean Brady, like he said like, oh, it's coming, baby. It's coming down the pipe. We're gonna get it to you. I don't know if I believe it. BKFC belt is elite, etc. Oh, he's trying to be Dana so bad. I don't know if Conor is trying to be Dana necessarily. I think he's just fucking crazy and he's doing his own thing. And honestly, I must have missed something. Anyway. Yeah, Conor, I don't know. I think it's we'll see what happens. He's like disputing the claims or whatever that were made against him, or he's disputing the decision in court or whatever. I've been super busy this last week, so I've missed all of what's going on there. But like, we'll have to see what happens with Conor. But like, he is perfect for BKFC. Like, he is a great asset. Like Mike Perry, washed out of the UFC, but he's fucking awesome in BKFC. Jones ducking, holding the division hostage. He fought like twice in 5-6 years. Bro, I could go so deep on this with you, bro. John Jones, that shit with Stipe, not impressive. Not impressive at all. Don't give a fuck. Okay? Old man Stipe, fucking walking out there, fucking 60 years old. Like, listen, you have to admit it. Like, clearly not a John Jones fan here, AB. I'm not either. But the fact that John Jones got that finish, very impressive. Like, the spinning back kick right to the liver, right to that side of the ribs, fucking beautiful finish. But, like, I don't give a shit because Stipe looked like he was fucking 7 years old in there. Stipe would have lost to fucking any ranked heavyweight. Stipe wouldn't beat anyone in the top. You and I, man, we're on the same fucking page here. Not a single fucking person. I don't know if he'd beat a single active heavyweight on the roster. Fucking Waldo Costa or, whatever his fucking name is. He wouldn't beat Stipe. Used to be a John Jones fan until he started doing this, bro. Exactly, bro. I liked John Jones back in the day because he was one of those fighters that was, like, really popular. And I'm pretty young, so I missed out on, like, the golden era of the UFC, if you had to ask me. When I go back and rewatch fights, like, that's the golden era when guys were fucking badass motherfuckers that would just go in there and throw down against anybody, anytime, anywhere. I like John Jones, dude. But, like, he's just gotten into so much trouble. Right, you want to see the best guys fight the best fights, right? That's all I want, man. And if it has to be Volk versus Diego Lopez for the undisputed featherweight, if it's got to be Michael Chandler, Patty Pimblett, that's okay. Yair, Patricio, like, that's a fun matchup, man. Jeff Neal, Carlos Prates, that makes sense. You beat Jeff Neal, you go up to you beat Neil Magny, you move on to Jeff Neal. That's great. Dan Ige, Sean Woodson, that's a fun matchup, dude. Like, just stylistically, these are fun fights. Nikita Krylov coming back, he hadn't fought in a while. Dominic Reyes kind of on that ascent. Like, this is going to be fun, man. And AB, let me know what you think about, like, women's MMA in general. I'm curious to hear that. You seem like you're a pretty smart guy. Yep, John Jones fought older legends coming up when he's young. Similar to Aspinall coming up, but he's not giving him the chance, to me, to be the GOAT. You can't be ducking anybody. I think you can be the GOAT and, like, strategically avoid guys. I think it's possible to become the GOAT, but, like, this Tom Aspinall stuff, like I've said before, his past 4 fights, no, not at all. Who's it been? Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos, Dominic Reyes. Didn't beat Dominic Reyes. Barely beat Thiago Santos. Almost gave the belt away to Anthony Smith. We've seen how Anthony Smith has turned out since then. We've seen what Thiago Santos has done since then. We've seen what Dominic Reyes has done since then. Not too much. WMMA should be abolished, bro. I mean, exactly. Tell me this. So we had Tatiana Suarez and Zhang Weili last time. And again, I can get hyped for certain women's MMA fights. Like, that one I was excited to see. Again, stylistically, like, that's 2 of the best, you would think. But, dude, fucking Tatiana went in there, fucking laid an egg, bro. Now, was it the cut? She did take down Weili in the first round. It was good to see that, like, from the American wrestling. We've had that whole debate going on with MMA Guru. Keep up with that shit, man. MMA Guru, top of the game. Dude's a fucking legend, doing it. But, dude, I mean, that fight was fucking terrible. I gave up after the Rose fight with Carla Esparza or with Weili, man. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I watch them because I'm sitting there and I'm a fan of the sport, but I don't care. And call me misogynistic and sexist or whatever the fuck you want to call me, man. But I don't give a shit. If the fight ends up being great and I'm sitting there, like, okay, that was fun. But I just don't care. They should just have their own cards and see the ratings. Dude, you sound like my dad. Exactly, bro. Prove it. If the women's MMA side of the game is so important to you that you have to put, what is it, Amanda Lemos and Yasmin Lucindo on UFC 313? You want to talk about UFC 313 real quick? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Great main event. Great co-main event. Curtis Blades, Rizvan Kunaev. Great. Maybe they fucking fixed it. Oh, did they fucking fix it? Or is this old? I swore that Amanda Lemos and Yasmin Lucindo was on the main card, and holy shit, what a fucking fight, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. I don't give a shit about Amanda Lemos. She's supposed to have power in her hands, man. She hadn't done shit, man. Nothing. Go ahead. Call me fucking misogynistic. Call me fucking sexist. But that shit's fucking boring as fuck. How many fucking women's fights are bangers? Sometimes they happen, and sometimes they're fun to watch. Sometimes they're good fights. I just don't fucking care. Yeah, it looks like on here that they fixed it. It should be Curtis Blades. Again, Curtis Blades, Rizvan Kunaev coming in. This is his first fucking fight. What are we fucking doing here? Like, what is this doing on the main card? You might say that. You might argue Curtis Blades shouldn't be on the main card against Rizvan Kunaev. But I'd rather watch that. Bruno Silva and Josh Van, that was going to be fucking fight of the fucking year contender right there. That was going to be a fucking banger. But like Amanda Lemos and Yasmin Lucindo was on the card before that over it? No fucking way. I don't care if it's a fucking number one contender fight. Don't give a shit, man. I don't care. And again, call me fucking sexist. I dare you, please. They don't do anything. Ronda Rousey was popular. Dude, exactly. Going from contender series to a featured fight's fucking wild, bro. I hope they fucking fix that shit. Leave that as the main card opener. I don't want to go to sleep in the middle of the card. Yeah. He's fighting the Ray guy, the Japanese kid. That's gonna be fun too. Ray's young. I don't know. If Josh Van loses that one, like, is he falling off the wagon here? I'm not sure. Dude, I was so hyped for Bruno Silva, Josh Van though. Bruno Silva got fucking styled on by Manel Kape, right? That was the fight, man? Like, he had it, man. He brought it to Manel. And, man, I was so excited for Bruno Silva, Josh Van. Still excited that Josh Van's on the card. Like, Josh Van fucking throws hands. Myron Santos, Francis Marshall. Dude, that's going to be fucking fun, man. Alex Morono, Carlos Leal. Leal's all fucking juiced up. Mauricio Hufi versus Bobby. Dude, that's fucking... Yeah, exactly, man. Like, these are fucking... Like, again, not the star power or the star level that we really want on a pay-per-view. Like, if it was me, and I mean, Bruno Silva got outclassed. He did, but, like, he was hungry to get the win. Like, dude, you could tell he was fucking fighting hard, okay? And, like, you can't take anything away from him. And, again, this card is not stacked top to bottom with, like, huge names. But the fucking main card, it's a fucking banger. Like, Kunaev's either going to come in there and make a statement, or Curtis Blades is just going to fucking smash another Russian guy, and it's going to be fucking hilarious. But Jalen Turner, Bahamondes, banger, dude. That's got war written all over it. Two guys that are a little bit touchy, soft chins a little bit there, Jalen Turner and Ignacio, but that's fucking fire, bro. Huffy versus Bobby Green, dude. That's going to be fucking fun. Dude, Battle of the Giants at lightweight, right, bro? They're like both 6'2", 6'3". Let's pull it up. Dude, they're both 6'3". You got two fucking welterweights. I mean, are they both cutting weight? Is that why their chins are kind of soft? Is that why? Battle of the Slenderman, yep. Anyway. Dude, I'm pretty fucking hyped for UFC 313. My problem is, too, this is like my fucking fault. I don't know if you guys stream fights or whatever. Dude, I can't stream fights because every time I stream something, it just is so choppy, so just cuts in and out. I can't do it, dude. I just love MMA and I love watching the UFC so much. I cannot, like, I will pay the $80 to watch the fights, and I do not want to pay $80 fucking dollars and then get Yasmin Lucindo and fucking Amanda Lemos on the card. You understand what I'm saying? Fucking stupid as shit. Mauricio Ruffy's the Brazilian Conor McGregor. Dude, he looks like him. He's got the style. He's got that karate loose wide. You know, what's his fucking face? Gunnar Nelson almost stance, dude. Dude, it's getting fucking late, but I'm having fun. This is cool, man. This card's pretty fun, top to bottom. Ozzy Diaz, Bruno Ferreira, excuse me. Use my fucking proper enunciation there. Armin Petrosian. Like, that's going to be a fun fight there. Alex Morono, Carlos Leal, like, that might turn into a fun one. God bless the illegal streamers. Dude. I can't fucking stream it, man. I just can't do it because they cut in and out. I don't know how you watch the sport. Like, how do you get invested if it's cutting out? It looks like a Brazil card. Let's see. Pereira is Brazilian. Ignacio Bahamondes is from Chile, I think. Ruffy is Brazilian. Bruno Silva's not fighting though, so it's gonna be Ray Tesora or whatever how you pronounce it. Both the ladies are Brazilian. Myron Santos. Yeah, it is kind of a Brazil heavy card. Interesting. Well, it's whatever. It is what it is. Do I do watch-alongs? Dude, no. This is my first fucking live stream, bro. This is my first one. I've never streamed. I can't get this shit set up, dude. I'm not tech savvy, man. Is Belal fighting Della Maddalena? Hell yeah, man. That's what I was on here to talk about. All the fucking announcements. You guys are trailing off into leaving me on tangents, dude. He's fighting up in Montreal, bro. Belal Muhammad. So they're swapping out. So what's happened here is it was going to be Belal Shavkat, right? It was kind of rumored that it was going to be Shavkat and Belal for the Montreal 315 card in May. And it looks like they're taking JDM off the Leon Edwards fight in March. And it's going to be JDM versus Belal. Shavkat's injured. And now it's going to be Sean Brady in the Leon Edwards in London. So hopefully they get to save that London card. Leon's fighting Sean Brady. Yep, Anakin. Appreciate that. Shavkat's got hurt. We don't know what the injury is yet. No, I haven't been paying attention because I've been talking for fucking an hour and a half or whatever here. But yeah, dude, it's gonna be JDM and Belal. So JDM's coming off that win over Gilbert Burns. Crazy fucking fight there. He's looked really, really good on the come up. Had a couple of boring fights. That Kevin Holland fight wasn't really fun, but I don't know. This is gonna be a fun one. Very interesting. I think Belal's probably going to steer away from the stand-up. Now, his stand-up has been looking better as of late. UFC alien, what the fuck is this bullshit? Dude, he beat Gilbert Burns and Shavkat's injured. Like, what are you going to... This is MMA. Like, shit happens and you got to pull in new guys. Like, what are they going to do? Give Sean Brady the title shot? Probably not. He just lost to Belal not long ago. Not many fights ago, I should say. It was quite a long while ago now that Belal beat Sean Brady. Call me crazy, but I have Belal beating Shavkat. Bro, it's my fucking dad in disguise here, AB. Shavkat's kind of overrated, similar to that one-eyed Russian that MVP beat. Shavkat's definitely better than Shar Putin. Shavkat, dude, I was super high on him. There's guys that when you see them come into the UFC, their first fight in the UFC, one of their first fights, one of their first 2 or 3 fights, and they just look fucking different. And Shavkat looked fucking different, bro. And I don't know what has happened with him exactly, whether it's just like an overall skill issue or like a time in the cage issue, but he's definitely fallen off a little bit. But, I mean, you're right, man. Belal, like, dude, super underrated. Super underrated. And I think he's got a good chance of beating Shavkat. I think Belal just has the fundamentals. He's got the stiff 1-2 and the good wrestling, good enough to get it done. Shavkat's just dangerous, dude. And that's why I don't know, man. Belal's just a tricky one for me. Usman is in a wheelchair as we speak. Fought Wonderboy in 2023, then didn't return for a while. Who we talking about here? Usman? No, Usman didn't fight him. Yeah, exactly, man. Like, Shavkat's taking off a lot of time here. Now, is it injuries? Like, was the Ian Gary thing an injury? Because he said he was injured, and like, I don't like to believe guys straight off the bat. Like, I have a hard time believing them, but just because of how many lies that we've seen on and off throughout like the last couple of years as social media has like gotten so prevalent, is like the injury. I'm not making excuses, but I, busted up my toe. Like, all right, everybody's fucking hurt coming into this shit. He destroyed Leon. Like, it's not easy. Like, we saw Usman destroy Leon. Leon then kind of outclassed Usman in their third fight, excuse me. It's not easy to beat up on Leon like that. And listen, dude, I really do not like Leon very much. Like, I just think that he had his moment. One of the greatest moments in the history of the UFC. Exactly, everybody's injured. Leon had one of the greatest moments one of those moments you just never forget. You're sitting there on the couch with your family, with your friends, whatever, and to fucking pull that shit off, insane. Insane what Leon did. Like, that moment will forever live in my mind as one of those moments that I will never forget. But he had his moment, and he isn't that guy. Like, Leon is not that guy. And for Belal to beat up on him like that, like, yeah, was it late in the evening or was it the middle of the morning? Listen, I get it, but like, you show up, you're there, and Belal beat your ass. It is what it is. All the hard camps, these long 2-3 month training camps, 8-12 weeks, like, those are tough to get through. Leon has a head kick, was a shell of himself. After the head kick, yeah, man. I mean, he beat Usman pretty definitively in the third fight, I would say. But yeah, I mean, like, outside of that head kick, your best comeback head kick ever. Dude, absolutely one of the best comebacks in the UFC ever. Like, there's no question. Like, you know, people were like, is that better than the Max Holloway thing? Dude, what do you think? You think the head kick, that Leon head kick in the last couple of years, do you think that's better than the Max Holloway Justin Gaethje thing? What are your thoughts on that? Don't let him bully you, son. Don't let him bully you, son. Fucking fantastic moment. Awesome moment. But he had his moment, and I just don't think Leon is really about that life. I don't think he's that kind of guy. Leon fights like how Izzy fought UL. Yep. Leon's just so slow, and he's so methodical, and I respect it from a martial arts standpoint, but he's not that same kind of danger. At head kick, me thought, was going to dominate. I mean, he was dominating. He was dominating that third fight. I thought he was going to dominate too, but I don't know. It was kind of like that was just kind of it for Usman, and he hadn't really been the same since. Nah, Max is better. Dude, I agree. I think the Max one is better because of the circumstances around it. Not just that it was like literally at the buzzer. I fucking jumped out of my fucking seat. I have family members that do not get emotional about this stuff at all. They're fucking going fucking crazy for the Max Holloway Justin Gaethje thing. But the circumstances around it, he had no reason to fucking do that. It was fucking, that was the BMF moment to kill all the, like, there is no more BMF. That's the most badass fucking thing I've ever seen. I started screaming like a fucking schoolgirl when Leon head kicked fucking Usman. Yes, man. Dude, fucking crazy. Buckley Usman next. I mean, if you look at the rankings and look at where the fights are set up, I mean, we'll pull it up. We can pull it up. UFC rankings. That looks like it makes sense. I mean, that's what Joaquin is definitely trying to get. You look at the rankings, and now everybody's pretty much booked up. It's going to be Belal and JDM. Kamaru Usman's sitting at 3. Leon Edwards is taking on Sean Brady at 5. Shavkat's hurt, so Belal's out, Leon's out, Shavkat's out. Kamaru's available, JDM's out, Sean Brady's out. What else is it than Joaquin Buckley? Add that to the 315 card. It's looking pretty weak. Shevchenko, Fiora, whatever, however, Fioro, that's how you pronounce it. It's French. Like, I don't care about the fight. She deserves the fight. If you want to get into that, semantics, whatever. Max was winning, bro. Like, that's what I'm talking about. He had no reason to do it, and to pull that shit off. I don't know if that'll ever be topped for me. I don't know if it'll ever be fun. Ian Gary also can be back soon. He could be. What do you guys think about Ian Gary? Let me put that feeler out there. Like, Ian Gary, good fighter, good from distance, fucking overrated, cuck motherfucker. Don't like him. He's good. Just don't like him. Fioro looks like you with a wig, bro. Dude, she does look like a fucking man, doesn't she? Highly suspect there. Again, she deserves the fight. Like, I'll give the women the credit. I could get into all the details. I just don't care, and it's gonna be like, what the fuck else did they announce for that card? Some other women's fight. Let's figure this shit out. While we're sitting here, just want to fucking figure out what UFC 315 looks like right now. If I can fucking find it. Leon versus Ian would be fun, or Leon versus MVP. Right, but he's taking on Sean, man. I think you could do, whether Leon wins or loses, you could still do Leon versus Ian. I think that Could make sense. What the fuck else is on 315, bro? Show me the fucking full lineup. We're going to have to go to Sherdog for this one. Good old Sherdog. Why do I feel like Brady will take down Leon and do the same thing like he did versus Burns? Probably. I have higher hopes for Sean Brady that he starts improving and like starts putting things together and looks better as time goes by, as he's like obviously green in MMA, I would say. All right, so this is 315. Alexa Grasso and Natalia Silva. I like Natalia Silva. She's kind of fun to watch because she just throws fucking wild kicks, but that's what I'm talking about. It's only the outliers that I even have like the slightest bit of interest in when it comes to the women's MMA. Brady would be stupid to stand with Leon. Yeah, but the Belal outstruck Leon on the feet, bro. MVP Brian Battle. Oh, that'd be fun, bro. That'd be fun. Where is MVP? I mean, MVP's ranked 15. That could be Brian Battle's break into the top 15. Dude, MVP's fucking wild, bro. Just the way that he operates from a striking perspective and just how, in terms of MMA, it's so unorthodox, and yet, like, it's a basic style that any kid, anybody, like, that is trained in martial arts, that's how it is. In and out, quick, fast, attack, sparring, man. 1-2, point fighting. When you can turn point fighting into such a dangerous style like MVP does, like, that dude could fight till he's fucking 50. Right? There's like 3 chicks that are cool. Yeah, man. Like, I mean, Kayla Harrison also, manly, man-ish. But, like, she hurts girls. Like, she fights mean, dude. That Dakota Jicheva, the Tyler Santos fight in the PFL, I was watching that. I thought Tyler Santos was going to kind of wipe the floor with her because Dakota's very inexperienced. But Dakota gets in there and fights mean, man. If these ladies had danger behind their striking, then I wouldn't really care, and it is what it is. You like Jasmine? Jazz DeVicious or who? Jasmine Lucinda? Who we talking about here? Jasmine who? Jasmine is making Canada great again. I mean, she's all right. Like, she's fun to watch. She's definitely improving for sure. Like, she was not very impressive early on, but she's definitely impressed me as time has gone on. For sure, dude. Absolutely. But Jazz Division, she's doing good stuff. I'll give some of the ladies respect some of the time, but I just don't really care. I just don't care, man. They just don't do the damage that I need to see. Like Tatiana coming into it, that was one of the ladies that I liked watching, just because she was so dominant. Like, she'd put it on girls, bro. Natalia Silva, like, I like her enough. She throws kicks. She's cute, like, whatever. Kayla Harrison, like, she damages girls. Amanda, also man-ish, but, like, she hurts girls. Zhang Wei Li, I like. Like, she's dangerous. She's a dangerous fighter. But I just don't really care enough. What about Kong Wang? It wasn't fun to watch that last fight, man. It was not a good fight. It was a terrible fucking fight. But, like, if she can knock out a couple of girls and fight Shevchenko because they have that backstory, I mean, that would be cool. She had that one KO. Right. She had the one knockout. What do y'all think? What's going to happen with the Jones situation? I don't know, man. I hope that it happens. That's all I'm going to say. I hope that it happens. I have hope. I'm just worried. That it's not going to happen. That's kind of my trepidation there. I just don't know if it's going to happen. Jones will fight Aspinall. He better fucking fight Tom Aspinall. I loved how Dana said in his live that it will announce it soon, but I don't know. I don't think UFC will offer him $30 million. They're not. They might. They might chuck the bag at him unless the Saudis come. Dude, if the Saudis get involved, if Turkey Al-Sheikh gets involved, they'll make it happen. They'll give John Jones $100 million to do that shit. But you can't host that shit in Saudi Arabia. Like, the fans do not fucking care, man. They do not care over there at all. Now, the PFL went over to Dubai for their last card, and I was kind of hate watching it. The crowd in Dubai was much better than the crowd in Saudi Arabia. I think John's is bluffing it. Like the Ngannou situation. I don't know. I think what was funny about that whole thing is like Dana was like, John Jones can do whatever he wants to do before the UFC, before he fought Stipe in the lead up to that. He was talking about, oh, John Jones, he gets to do whatever he wants. He's the GOAT. And then like immediately after the fight, Dana flipped on him, and it was, oh yeah, it's gonna be Tom Aspinall, no question. John Jones, it's gonna be Tom Aspinall. Loved hearing that from Dana. Everybody hates Dana because how stupid he acts. He says stupid shit to promote fights and to get people talking. When he goes in there and he talks about how John Jones is the GOAT instead of Belal Muhammad, instead of guys like Islam Makhachev, instead of guys like Ilia Topuria, Alex Pereira, like, it's just getting people pissed off, and it's kind of fucking genius. And to flip on him like that is hilarious. Cyril Gane would be a better champ than Jones. Unfortunate how Gane lost to him. Dude, Gane lost to fucking Volkov, and I stand by that shit. Stand by that shit. Gane lost to Volkov. Dana's full of shit, but he's a promoter. Dude, he's always full of shit. That's the fucking point. He's always full of shit. But, again, bring it back to that. John Jones, before the John Jones fight, John Jones can do whatever he wants. John Jones has the freedom to do whatever he wants. He's the GOAT, he's the GOAT, he's the GOAT. And then instantly after the fight, he flipped on him, and he was like, yep, Jones, you're fighting Tom Aspinall. That's it. That's the only fight we're going to give you. Fuck you. You're fighting Tom Aspinall. Because Dana knows deep down, like you said, full of shit, he's a promoter. It's bending the truth, lying, telling untruths. It's what he does. Gane got out wrestled by Francis. Yep. It's what Dana does. It's the fibbing. It's the bending of the truth. To hype up John Jones so much, to then flip on him. He knows what Tom Aspinall is. If you promote John Jones as the GOAT, if you push that so hard, and then Tom Aspinall comes in there and runs his ass over, now Dana has the next GOAT. Tom Aspinall just beat the GOAT in 30 seconds. He's going to be the GOAT forever. Dude has zero wrestling, got choked out instantly by Jones. Gane. You think he threw that fight? I've heard that out there. I've heard that theory. You think Gane threw that fight? It's hard to say for me. But like, it just makes perfect sense when you lay it out there. If you want to play conspiracy theorist, it makes sense. I don't think it's like an unfair thing to say. I think any conspiracy theory, until proven absolutely false, has some legitimacy somewhere, somehow. And Cyril Gane just falling over like that? Yeah. And I think back to your point, I'm catching up with the chat. It's super delayed. But, dude, Aspinall, if he fucking flatlines Jones in a minute, Dana's got his GOAT, and that's this whole thing. Dana's always bullshitting himself to the next level. Like, he's always bullshitting to get the next best thing. He's always thinking 3-4 steps ahead, and as annoying as Dana seems in the moment, as like frustrated as we get and as wrapped up as we get about some of this bullshit that they do, he's always thinking like, what's the next fucking step? How do you get Sean Brady so pissed off that he takes a fight on short notice like this? That you can move Jack Della Maddalena into the main event? That's what they've done. It's just this, like, it's all these fucking games. Dana's always playing games, and I don't think so. I think Gane just sucks in the ground. It's possible, right? He just got a stupid situation and got caught. Yeah, I mean, the dude stinks on the ground, yeah, but he just gave it up like it's fucking nothing. Yeah, I like how they tried to feed Hamzat to Nate. Right, like that shit. Like, did they ever plan on that? Again, playing the conspiracy theorist here. Like, every theory to me, every conspiracy theory ever, like, there could be some validity to it. Do I believe them all? No, not at all. But, like, something somewhere is making somebody think something. The whole Hamzat deal. Was he really going to fight Nate? Because the way that card turned out, it definitely probably sold better than it was. Getting the biggest star, that is their way out to make the biggest stars. Getting the biggest star that is in their way out to make the biggest star. Right, exactly. It's just how promotion works. Exactly. And like fucking MMA Twitter, MMA social media, all these MMA journalists, they just don't fucking understand this. And like, listen, we could sit here and talk for 3 hours and I could Dana White's calling Tom Aspinall a fucking bum. I know he doesn't mean that. You know? I know he doesn't mean that. If Nate did fight him, it would have been fucking bad. Yeah, it would have been fucking bad. Like, who wants to watch that? Who in their right mind wants to watch that? But if you, like, get people desperate enough to take all those fights in between, what was it? Daniel Rodriguez versus the Leech, and Hamzat versus Kevin Holland. Well, guess what? That fight made Kevin Holland doesn't care if he loses. Like, that fight made Hamzat look really, really good, right? Him fighting Nate would have pissed a bunch of people off, but him fighting Nate got a lot of people to look at it. So, like, what's going on? Nate would have been ragdolled. Absolutely would have been ragdolled. Yep. I think he would have too. I like Nate. Fun character. He was going to get ragdolled. He was going to get fucking beat the fuck up. And that's just the sad part of it. Like, why would they even put that fight together? You start to wonder these things. Tony versus Nate. That fight made sense. What are they doing? Anyway, there's been so many examples of this for forever, but just, it seems like, again, maybe it's just the social media and the way journalism is nowadays. Like, maybe it's just the way of the world now, and, like, they're just going to keep doing this, and maybe it just wasn't as prevalent as it was. Or public, you might say. But, like, dude, that's a whole other thing I could talk about. But, yeah, I don't know. We might end it there. Let's, we'll see what else we got. What did I miss in terms of the announcements? Let's head back to fucking Twitter for a second. See what's going on. Yeah, GC soon. What did we fucking miss? I mean, we talked about Patricio. We talked about Patty. We talked about Volk a little bit. Me getting ready for bed, but then Dana announces Volk versus Diego. Dude, exactly. Like, it's so fucking late. Y'all think Volk wins? I think he's got a better chance against Lopez than Ilia, for sure. I think Volk has a better chance against Volk than Ilia. Or I think Volk has a better chance against Diego than he does against Ilia. So it's possible. I think Diego's more of a wild man, and I think Volk could play it smart and maybe get the win. But yeah, dude, I don't know. It just, look, those two finishes back to back within the span of like 4 months. I don't know, man. It's tough. Nah, Volk wins. He's rested up and ready to go. I hope so, man. I hope it's a good fight. If nothing else, I'm with AB, dude. I just want to see great fights, great fighters, duke it out. And who is this? Rama, bro. I think he'll be rested up. I think he'll be in good shape. But, like, is the age going to catch up to him at this point? Is it going to be the ring rust? Is that going to play a factor? Lopez looks really fucking good, dude. He's so dangerous. And if you're not dangerous in MMA, number one, I don't care. And number two, I just don't trust you to get wins if you're not dangerous. Volk needs to mix it up. If he stands up, it'll be Ilia 2.0. You think so? I think Diego definitely has heavy hands. Definitely super dangerous. But he throws everything but the kitchen sink at you. Does he have the cardio to go a full 5 rounds? Does he have the cardio to outlast Volk? Like, if Volk keeps the high pace and keeps a jab in his face, keeps those clean 1-2, stays out of reach of Diego, like, does Diego spend all his energy? That's my question, you know? I'm curious to see how that one plays out. Dude, I'm not going to give you super detailed breakdowns. Again, I'm not going to pretend like I fucking train in the gym every day. That's just not what I'm going to fucking do. I'm not going to be fucking, what's his fucking face? MMA Joey, and pretend like I know what I'm fucking doing, fucking fat ass. Like, I like MMA Joey sometimes, like some of the stuff he says, great stuff, but, like, a lot of these people pretend like they know what they're fucking talking about. Like, we're just fucking coming here, fucking chatting the shit, you know, like having fun, talking about this shit. I'm not going to pretend like I'm some expert. I've been in the gym, I've trained some in different martial arts, but, like, I'm no expert. I'm not going to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. Dustin's getting a retirement fight. Dude, could the Dustin fight be Ilia? Like, I've heard that rumor getting floated out there. No, I don't think Islam. I don't think they'll get him like that. Got to be top 5. It's got to be top 5. If I had to bet on it, I'd say it's Islam, but it could just be somebody top 5 in lightweight. And poor Max, man. He's just fucking chasing Max up to 55. It's going to be so interesting to see that one play out. Ilia Max, both at 55 now. Like, poor Max, bro. Can't catch a break, dog. Anyway, back to Rama's point. Like, I think he'll be rested up. Like, like his chin might be rested, you might say. Like, his brain health might be rested up. But, like, I don't know if he's still got it in him, bro. Can we see the top 5? I'll pull up the top 5 lightweight. Yeah, let's pull it up. All right. Islam. Finally, they fucking moved Max up to the top 5. They put him in at fucking number 9 after he beat Gaethje, dude. That was bullshit after UFC 300. But yeah, Islam champion, Arman number 1, Charles, Justin, Dustin, Max. All the old heads for the most part, except for Arman and Islam at the top. I think it wouldn't be unfair if they gave Arman the shot and then Ilia was fighting somebody else in the top 5, like not a Gaethje. Gaethje's fighting Hooker, my bad. But like Dustin, could it be Dustin's retirement fight, dude? That'd be so fucking sad, bro. Or is it Arman and Ilia because Islam's doing the whole Ramadan thing? Like, but at this point, like, they've scheduled out past Ramadan far enough to where it should be Islam in June, whether it's the first June card, UFC 316, or 317 for International Fight Week. Let me read these chats. Max should just stay at 145. Bro, just Max, go back down to 145. You got better chances there, my friend. Charles Ilia's fun. Dude, that would be fucking fun. It could be Charles Ilia. Charles isn't scheduled up right now. Max Ilia 2. I mean, they're not going to do that shit. Max Ilia. Arman Ilia is possible, like I said. Yeah, man. Charles is floating out there, though. Could it be Charles Ilia? I mean, they've both kind of been talking about each other. Ramadan is all of March. It's starting kind of late this year, but like, so he's not going to fight April, probably not going to fight May. Belal also Ramadan, so he's fighting in May. So it's like he'll be fine. So it's not like they're going to pull off Islam versus Sarukian right away. So that but dude, it's so fucking late. Ilia versus so and so. Lightweight's becoming fun again. Dude, I'm so impressed by all the old heads that are getting these wins against the young guys. The Dustin Poirier over Benoit fight, the Justin Gaethje when he beat Fiziev, like that was very impressive. And Charles beating Chandler, Topuria versus Moicano. Oh boy, Whew. Moicano says he's got a fight. I suspect it's probably Beneil again. Maybe it's a Gamrot. Who's Gamrot? I feel like Gamrot's fucking scheduled. Maybe he's not. They're shafting Ankalaev, bro. You think they're shafting Ankalaev? Ankalaev's fighting Pereira though. They were shafting him for a while. I think Ankalaev's a little bit overrated as well. I think his grappling's definitely overrated. Everybody says he's a grappler, right? No, not at all. He shoots like one takedown every 14 minutes. And he's no takedown savant. He's no like fucking dangerous grappler out there. No, not at all. I don't think so. Gamrot doesn't have a fight. I don't think he's booked either. But I could be wrong. Let's see if he is. Fucking Gamrot fight. We'll just put a question mark here on Google. It's getting too late. I don't want to fucking. Should be on ESPN if he's got a fight book. Nope, he didn't. Dude, that Dan Hooker fight was really fun with Gamrot. And Gamrot, he has some fun fights, but dude, his style's super boring. Like, boring guys can have fun fights. Like, that's always possible. It's gonna be fasting, right? Some guys fight during Ramadan though. I mean, it's not like nobody fights that's Muslim. And respect to those guys that are fucking fighting during that time when they're fucking fasting, man. That's crazy. I can't believe some of those guys do that. But at the same time, like, they're fasting, so they're obviously not eating as much. So maybe that helps with like weight cutting and stuff. Again, I'm no weight cutting expert. Done some wrestling, done some weight cutting myself, but I'm no expert. Not gonna pretend like I know that shit. That's not what I'm here for. I'll lean on somebody else if they're more of an expert in those realms. Like, that's not what I'm gonna fucking be here for. I'm not fucking playing games. Not trying to be famous. Not trying to be a media personality. It just is what it is. Grant Dawson, Patty Pimblett down there, Jalen Turner, Benoit. Lightweight's getting fun. Featherweight. It'll be interesting what happens to featherweight now that, like, will Volk get back on top? Is it going to be Volk supremacy once again? Does he pull it back? He could be training after eating. Right. Hustle bones, they just don't eat during the day. It's not even real fasting. What are the rules there? I'm not Muslim. I don't know this stuff, but respect to those guys. They're all very, very devout in their faith. Ramadan rules. I don't know what the hell they call it. Ramadan is a holy month of fasting, spiritual reflection for Muslims. It's the rules of Ramadan include fasting from dawn to sunset. Right, they can eat in between, right? Avoiding food and drink and avoiding sexual relations. Interesting. Okay. I think I knew all that, but we'll be fair to them. Fasting half the day, but it still it still has an effect. Like, I can't. It's hard for me to go a while. Plus, it's a holy month. I pray a lot. Well, they have the is it 5 prayers? Is it 5 different prayers? Doing all kinds of stuff. Ramadan, not Ramadan. Islam, daily prayers. We'll say. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert. If somebody's out there that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, throughout different parts of the day. Early morning, sunrise, middle of the day, evening, and then sunset. Eat 1 meal a day for 5 years, no problem. You ate 1 meal a day for 5 years, bro? Some puss. How the fuck do people? I used to eat 1 meal a day. Like, I'd eat a big lunch and that was it. Dude, I don't know how I did that back in the day. I don't know how people do the 1 meal a day thing or like do the 4-day fasting thing. I can't do that shit. Not because I'm a fat ass, but like I start getting headaches, man. I start getting like dizzy, man. 1 meal. Yeah, bro. I don't know how you do that shit. Fucking wild. What the fuck's going on MMA YouTube? Anybody fucking out there? Other than me live streaming? Nope. That's probably why I got fucking anybody watching this shit. Anyway. It's a big ass meal, bro. Yeah, I'd be fucking loading up in 1 meal. Or those people that eat like 7 meals a day, 7 small meals. Just eat your fucking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Hustle bones. I don't believe your shit, hustle bones. That's a fucking bullshit, bro. I don't know, man. Eating good, though, if that's 1 meal a day, if you're really living on that shit. Props to you, my guy. I don't know how you do that shit. Yeah, let's check back in. Dude, that Sean Woodson, Danny Ige fight's going to be a fun one. That's going to be cool. What's Crossover MMA doing? Y'all watch Crossover MMA? Check out his shit. Good stuff. Dust Up Shakedown. That's going to be fun. When is that? Tomorrow? When was it? I don't even know when that was. I don't keep up with this shit, man. I got no time. I'm too busy to do this shit. You hear Sean getting a rematch? Sean who? Sean Woodson? Sean Strickland? Who we talking about? What's Sean? Gotta be snacking across there.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my...
What's going on here? Always keeping up with the jiu-jitsu stuff. Ilia. Dude, it's so weird that they've signed Patricio. I'm surprised they signed Patricio, not gonna lie. It's not hard at all. 0 calories till dinner. Respect, man. More power to you. Bro, Alexa Grasso. How did she become champion? That's my question, bro. Sean O'Malley getting the rematch? They didn't just announce that, did they? You think Sean's getting the rematch with Merab? I say probably. Just because he's been out longer. His whole stuff, he's like not streaming video games or spending any time on social media. Yeah, dude. You want to get better at MMA? Like, that's how you fucking do that shit. Fucking put your mind to one thing and just grind, bro. Just get on the fucking grind and just kill it, man. Otherwise, it's just not going to be the same, man. If you have one thing on your mind, one devoted mindset, you're going to go really, really fucking far, man. Rumored? Yeah, I've seen the rumors, obviously. It's probably going to be a rematch. Ray Longo was on with Anik and Florian, and he said he wants to see Merab fight Pantoja. That's interesting. That would be interesting. But Pantoja's he's got to be fighting Kai Kara France. Like, why would Kai not be fighting somebody on the Australian card and then not fight Pantoja, bro? Obviously. It's got to be Kai. It's got to be Kai and Pantoja. Like, there's really no... I got no question in my mind, I guess, that that's going to be the fight at some point. But, so I don't think Pantoja's moving up. Dude, Woodson's so fun. You're right, man. I remember watching O'Malley hitting bongs and playing Warzone on Twitch years ago. Right. I think that's how a lot of kids have been introduced to Sean O'Malley. And I get into that. I'll probably stream another time. I got to fucking piss, bro. I got to get the fuck out of here and piss, bro. Fucking streaming this shit in a fucking closet. I'm stuck in the fucking closet. I've upgraded from the car to the closet. But, man, Sean O'Malley, his fight style is just really fun, man. And honestly, it's just so sad the UFC pushes him so hard when he's got no personality. But his fight style is fucking awesome. If he was more active and he fought like that, he'd be a huge fucking superstar. Instead, it's like this kind of weird rift between the hardcore MMA fans and the casuals who like, ooh, Sean O'Malley, all the fucking hair and all that bullshit. But like, the guy fucking fights really, really well, and he's fun to watch. And that's why I like to watch Sean O'Malley, not because of the fucking stupid hair and the gaming and all that bullshit and social media. Like, the dude has no personality. It is what it is, but he's fun to watch. Woodson used to be a heavyweight. Bro, you guys have seen Sean Woodson fucking at heavyweight. Sean Woodson, his boxing days, man. See if I can find that picture. Dude was fucking huge. Like, Brian Battle was a big dude. Sean Woodson used to be fat, too. I can't believe... Like, he looks really good for what he is. Yeah, 215 to 145, bro. Like, he's a different human being. And he is nasty at featherweight for how long and tall he is. Sugar, hella fun to watch. Got wrecked by Marab. Yeah, dude, like... I think Ige might be able to pull it out if he gets the knockout. It's true. If he mixes it up, he's going to beat Sean. Dude, Sean just going to lift his fucking knee and knee him in the fucking body, though. And I'll say, dude, before I get out of here, anybody watching that one championship shit tomorrow? That's going to be fun. That's going to be hella fun. Qatar. Hopefully I can watch that during work, bro. Pacho, Brooks, Haggerty, Wei Rui. Daggy versus Soldich. Pech Chanong. Whoever. I can't even fucking... I know... Listen. I know all these guys love watching them fight. Shamil Gasanov, Martin Nguyen. That's going to be fun. On Long and Song taking on Shamil in a rematch. Bibiano Fernandez. Retirement fight. Grishenko. Jake Peacock. That's the guy with the one arm. Don't care about the women's fight, really. Cade Rotolo in another MMA fight. Prelims, meh. Skip the prelims, guys, if you don't know. Anyway. Belal currently a minus 205 favorite. Let's see if we can't pull it up on ESPN. Who's the favorite? Odds aren't out on here, but I'll trust you on that, man. That's going to be fun. People say the same shit about Woodson, Turner, all these tall, skinny guys, but when they fold... I mean, they're fun to watch. Like, they do fold. Like, there is like a breaking point. There's like a top 15, kind of like top 12 when they fight those guys in that range where they kind of falter, for sure. Hustle or Bones or whatever the fuck I'm gonna call you, for sure. Like, that's kind of their tipping point. That's the ceiling for them. Woodson won like 7 in a row. Yeah, dude's on a fucking tear, bro. Belal should beat Jack Della. I think he could do it. But JDM, here's my thing, man. He mixes it up. JDM mixes it up well. Belal, he kind of does one thing at a time a lot of the times. And again, I'm not going to get into breaking down the fights. I'm not going to pretend like I know the ins and outs. I'm not going to get that deep into it. But where's the fight at for Belal? In Canada. It's going to be in Montreal. Yep, 3:15. Montreal, Canada. Yep, up there. Great White North. Canada, UFC 315, yep. Anyway, I'm excited for the one card tomorrow. It's going to be fun. Ong Law and Song's probably going to get fucking stomped again, but it is what it is. The top 3 fights are going to be solid stuff. I don't know if you guys watched the Muay Thai. Dude, the Muay Thai, 1 championship, the Muay Thai with the 4-ounce gloves. Crazy. Great shit. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. Call it quits. Went for about 2 fucking hours here. Legendary stuff. If you guys aren't subbed, sub to the channel. I do some news when I can. Do not always have time for it, so give me a rest there. But I'll try to do more of these live streams. This will be fucking fun. Do watch along if you can. Will be dope. Yeah, man, I'll try to do a watch along if I can. Well, not for the 1 card, though, bro. I got work, bro. I'm going to be, like, watching that shit while I work. PFLs, BKFC, all that shit, man. Yeah, it's fun stuff, man. PFL kind of stinks, though, bro. I'm interested to see what the tournament does, man. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the PFL goes this year. Fighting in Orlando in a small little arena. I've been to that auditorium thing they've got that the PFL's doing their cards on. Like, not a good look for the PFL. I'll just put it that way before I get out of here. Anyway, thanks AB, thanks Anakin MMA, Hustle Bones. Who else was in here? Rama for hanging out, bro. Just a fun little chat, just talking it up while MMA Guru and whoever's not busy right now. So we'll call it quits. PFL's got 1 card a year, man. Yeah, dude, we'll see what happens with PFL, UFC, 1 championship tomorrow, guys. Go check out that. Go follow, like, Crossover MMA. Some of those guys are all fun to watch. Crossover's definitely more in the game than I am. I don't get on here enough. Don't have enough time for it. Too busy for this shit, but I'll try to get on here and talk with you guys again. This was fun, man. Good time. So, yeah, sub to the channel. Go check out some videos, some of my old videos. You'll see where my takes are headed. I'm I guess what you would consider a pretty based MMA fan, if you want to call me that. We'll see you later, brother. Anyway, get out of here. Sub to the channel. Like this stream. Get the views up here so we can get the, like, super chats or whatever the fuck, so I can see your shit better. I'll work on the technical aspect of stuff. I'm just not a tech wizard, so we'll see how things goes. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Remember, come back, watch the videos. I'll be posting more often, as much as I can. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one.